So this giving our mind away, giving our power away, has actually created the vehicle for the few to control the world. And that vehicle is overwhelmingly what I call hassle-free zones. Call them comfort zones as well. Every dogma, Christian dogma, Islamic dogma, Jewish dogma, economic dogma, political dogma, crikey, you could stay here all night. We're a dogma production line, the human race. Each of those dogmas, and societies in general, are all hassle-free zones. By that I mean there is a very narrow area of acceptable thought and behavior, the norm, which, if you conform to it, you're left alone. You're hassle-free. No one calls you mad. No one calls you dangerous. No one gives you a hard time for the crime of being different, if you conform. If you start to think, well, actually, you know, I've got a mind of my own, and it's a unique mind, and therefore I'm going to have my unique truth and my unique view of me and life and everything, you start to get very dangerously close to the edge of the hassle-free zone, and eventually, if you keep going, you step outside of it. At that point, he's mad, he is. She's, what strange she is. He's dangerous, he is. Oh. And most people don't want that hassle. They don't want to be treated like that. So most people, even if they put their toe out there, go, oh my goodness, I'm staying in here. It's flipping hassle out there. So what happens? The mass comes up. You know, you go down any rush hour in any city in the world, London, New York, Sydney, anywhere, and you see all those hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people coming past in the street. They're not projecting to the world what they really are, what they really feel, what they really want to do with their lives. They've got a mask. And it's a mask that says, this is not really me, but this is what I think is acceptable to everyone else, so I can occupy the hassle-free zone. And for me anyway, it's that war in the psyche between that part of us that I call I am me, I am free, that wants to flow with our uniqueness. The war between that and the part of our psyche I call oh my God, which is at the heart of emotional, mental, and therefore physical dis-ease in the world. And what it's also created is a mass schizophrenia. Because not only are we slaves to impose thought and behavior as a human race, we're also the police force of all the other slaves. Hilarious, really. When you're on the edge of the hassle-free zone and you are thinking, if I go any further in what I say and do, even though I think it's right, I'm going to meet hassle for being different. You're not standing there thinking, if I do go any further, what will Bill Clinton think of me? What about the Prime Minister of Britain? What will he say? And the Governor of the Bank of England? We're not saying that. What we're saying at that point, shall I, shan't I express my uniqueness and evacuate the hassle-free zone, we're saying, what will my mother think? What about the neighbours? Oh, what about the blokes down the pub? Oh my God. In other words, what will the other slaves to impose thought and behavior think about me escaping from it? We police each other. It's like having a cell full of prisoners, and once one of the prisoners finds a means of escape, it's all the other prisoners that run to block the exit. We are both the slaves, the prisoners to this imposition, and the police force of it, because everyone seems to be trying to tell everyone else what is right and wrong, what is moral and immoral, what's right for them, what they should do, what they must do, what they ought to do. And as a result of that, we're actually manipulating each other without realizing it. And within this hassle-free zone, tremendous manipulation and indoctrination goes on. This hassle-free zone you could describe as the public arena. And if you look at the media, what is the media? The media is the collective police force of the hassle-free zone for anyone who steps out of it in public. People think, you know, when you say the media is controlled and the media is part of this manipulation, that you must therefore be saying that there is a manipulator in every newsroom all over the world standing behind journalists saying, no, no, can't write that, you've changed that, this is what I'm telling you, you write that, okay, that's fine. You don't need all that. Once the structure, the mindset is there, then the media just does it without manipulation, although there are key people like media owners and stuff that are certainly kind of involved in what I'm going to talk about. But in general, what does the media do? It defends and uses as its point of reference from which it judges everyone and everything the norm in society. In other words, what the hassle-free zone says is reality. Example, a few centuries ago, if we'd have had today's media, they would have dismissed as mad or condemned as bad anyone who said the Earth was a sphere, because the hassle-free zone's version of reality at that time was that it was flat. Once that reality flipped through weight of evidence and the hassle-free zone norm became the Earth is actually a sphere, suddenly anyone who said the Earth was flat was now off their rocker. So anyone at any time in the public eye who says or acts in ways that are outside of society's norm at that time is immediately jumped on by the media as mad or bad, because their reference point for sanity and reality is whatever the norm is.